sharper than an I.S.U.P.K. On you rappers' necks and it's feeling like some vice grips. Yeah, that's light shit. Send my bro a kite quick. Ties of war, we ain't forget about you. Keep your light lit. Rappers can't see. Most of them scared to witness. Go and close your eyes. There's one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll poly grip like some dentures. Brothers on them fences. 23 and 1 out. Praying that commissary hit before it run out. Bitches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My co-captain, riding on these whole rappers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury, I got 2 jets. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. It's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Gun on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart grip, my bow tie. Waiting on the squab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart grip, my bow tie. Living in the squab in my whole life. My whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, it got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Dasani, my wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home with change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her, they don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on her face, but it's not concealing the pain, it's a shame. So I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tint, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s Missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that guy flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Taha Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making an op hurt. Lightest in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. It can. The streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart grip, my bow tie. Waiting on the squab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart grip, my bow tie. Living in the squab in my whole life. My whole life.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put billions of my access. Yes, you said so. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every crack and surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage is safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
Someday you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. Dog eats a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog eats a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog eats a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog eats a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember Yahanna's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Someday you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. Dog eats a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog eats a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog eats a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog eats a dog.
You ain't no Israelite, but you a gospelite, bitch.
Fuck you talking about?
If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. How can I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga named the Slayer. What you think, boy, you be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK, you solid, little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood, a hood. More than you, bitch. Sharp on shit, I'm bout it. UPK too solid. Fuck nigga don't want war. It ain't enough clips in your army. All the bitches wanna take my piece. All they hoes wanna take my piece. All the niggas wanna take my piece. No, I can't let a dog take it from me. I can't let a dog take it from me. You a whole study and you dummy. And these bitches really out this bitch walking around like they don't know nothing. And a lame nigga fall for them and get set up for the coins and get gunned down, man down. Shoulda took the time, get a damn no. But I see the starter and I show her. She could never get a priest hoe. You a dirt ass, rust ass neck bitch with that fake ass jewelry. In Tennessee while I'm touring. That's a Tennessee, but she luring. Yeah, that sucker duck bitch ass boy, fuck nigga over that bit muggin'. I say, if that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. How can I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga named the Slayer. What you think, boy, you be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK, you solid, little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood, a hood. More than you, bitch. You a lame nigga down to me. Eat candy, but I'm sucker free. You a little nigga, ain't nothing to me. Base up, boy, I fit a beat. Yeah, AR-223. Draco with a magazine. Yeah, that clip run like limousine. I shoot your ass in the spleen. Boy, I bust your ass in the temple. We debating, why the temple? Tell the truth, boy, you's a victim. And you're scoring off charge your ass toll fee. I'm a real big priest, nigga. UPK play for keys, nigga. Commanding general get a damn order, but ain't nothing me to damn kill you. I was talking his ass like a cat. All weapons, boys full of tech. Boy like a close combat. Nigga got popped off for a neck. If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga named Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. South Coast shit, we bout it. UPK shoot solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood or hood? More than you, bitch.
Christ said 7 women gonna be on one nigga in the end time. Nigga, fuck wrong with you, boy. Stressed by that damn hoe ass bitch. Fake ass nigga too. Dumb ass motherfucker. Fuck you.
Backstage.
See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. I was born to be a soldier. Hey, hey. See, I was born to be a soldier. I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. Left, right, left. I can tell you what it feels like when them problems kicking in. I call it real life. Now I'm feeling trapped. Who can I trust? Second guessing everything. Who can I love? I remember sleeping on the floor, ready for whatever. I was sleeping by the door. I was down bad, didn't want no one to know. I was on my own, didn't have nowhere to go. Everything I seen was a test. I was born to be a soldier, nothing less. This is the life that I chose. This the life that I chose. This the life that I chose. This the life that I chose. See, I was born to be a soldier. I was born to be a soldier. This is the life that I chose. See, I was born to be a soldier. I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. I was born to be a soldier. This is the life that I chose. See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. Left, right, left. All black is the uniform. Soldier dead and gone. I'm forever pouring liquor for him. Try me on my brothers, and I'll be moving bodies for him. Came up out the struggle and maintained through the storm. Niggas dying for dead presidents, fucking up their residence. White man dirty tricks, they call this shit politics. Vagabonds, and they some natural born lunatics. That what they is. They shut you down when you speaking truth. It black boots when you in the truth. It black boots when you in the truth. This is the life that I chose, nigga. See, I was born to be a soldier. I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. Left, right, left. All right, if you can hear me loud and clear, type a 1 in the chat. If you can hear me loud and clear, type a 1 in the chat. Let's see what we got up in here. Right, I see, excuse me, I see you, Dolphins Last, I see you. Deanna Hall, I see you. Shalom. Yahanna. Princess Nazam, Junior Jackson, Adolphus Last, Aya, Mana Ima, Just Art and Paint, Trooper Ragash. I see all of y'all. All right. Most High Christ. Well, let's go ahead and clap it up then. All right. Teresa, I see you too. Miss Biatch, I see you, Teresa. I'm going to address you in just a second. Just wait your turn, sis. I understand, Teresa. You understand? I understand. You don't have a man, so this is the only time you get male attention. You understand? But just wait. You understand? I'm going to give you your proper attention. You just got to wait, Teresa. All right? We are the Israelite School of Universal Shalom, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua Barakatham to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Alathan Bahashim Yahushua to the sisters. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street out of Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yahanna. We are not affiliated with no other Israelite group or Christian organization, and we teach the truth according to the Bible. And what is the truth? The truth is that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are God's chosen people. That's the truth according to the Bible. And the Bible is all about one specific people. It's about the children of Israel. Anybody that tells you the Bible is for anyone outside of the children of Israel, they are lying. From Genesis to Revelation, the Old Testament and the New Testament, it's talking about one family. Shabbat, if you could get me that in Amos. You understand? And Amos, I believe, 3. You understand? It's talking to one family, the entire Bible. You grew up in church believing that God is talking to everybody and that everybody is God's people. Yeah, that's a lie. And that's why the Bible calls the white man the devil, because the word devil means deceiver. And our oppressor has deceived us. How? Through the Christian religion. The Christian religion, Christianity is the mass tool that is used to deceive the entire earth. You understand? Christianity. And here's the crazy part. Christians are looking for everything else. They watching YouTube videos in slow-mo. You understand? They freezing and playing. See, look at his hands. See the way his hands did the sign and this and this and that. They looking for all the signs of Satan when being a Christian is anti-Christ.
Right.
Being a Christian is to be a Satanist because it teaches the philosophy of the devil, the so-called white man. Shalom, priest and officer Hawar, I see you. Kassad Wana, Barak Wana, I see y'all. Go ahead, Shabbat.
And it's crazy because even when it comes to their mind that they're doing something that was against Christ, like holidays, right? To say Halloween, for instance, like they know Halloween has nothing to do with the Lord or nothing, and it's a pagan holiday,
right?
So they just rename it and then say like, oh, it's the Harvest Fest, and I only do it for the kids,
right?
I only do it to get with the family.
Yeah,
they just you know what I mean? You know,
yeah, they'll always repackage it. Easter, rebranded Easter, Halloween, Christmas. Christians celebrate all of these when every last one of these holidays are pagan rituals. But meanwhile, the Christian would tell you about how demonic rap music is. And they'll play the Rihanna song Umbrella backwards. And brother, you know how I was into that before I came into this truth. So I know all the conspiracies. Brother, they had me on a YouTube rabbit hole. You understand? Watching videos backwards, listening to music backwards and seeing what they're trying to say and looking at the symbols. And because that's what this means. This is the Baphomet. Christians, you look for Satan in everything when Satan is within you. You have Satan within you because you don't follow God. You can't follow God and be a Christian. They don't agree. They go against each other. Shalom, Black Dazzle, I see you. Shalom, Maria, Mario, Captain Yagarop, I see you, sir. If y'all haven't done so, make sure y'all hit that thumbs up, like the stream, and share the stream. You understand? We got haters and we got enemies that seek to not let this truth be heard, that seek to destroy or stop what's being brought out. They're not going to do it, of course. You understand? Because this is the Lord's program. But everybody has to play their part to push back against our enemy and our oppressors from stopping them, from stopping the truth. Go ahead, Shapak.
Man, another thing Christians do all the time is corrupt communication.
That's right.
You know, corrupt communication is saying something that's unlawful by God, saying somebody you can do it. Like, telling, oh, you can eat pork, or you can't have multiple wives when that's in the Bible.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? The opposite of what you're saying is in the Bible. So what you're saying is corrupt communication is worse than cussing.
That's right. They wouldn't understand that because Christians don't care about the Bible. Right. They don't read the Bible, and their leaders, the Christian pastors, the preachers, the ministers, the apostles, the deacons, the bishops, oh, forget about it. God is not with them, so they can't even break down the Bible. That's why the church doesn't allow you to ask questions, because they don't have the answers. It's very simple. Guess who does have the answers? The niggas that's telling you to ask your damn questions every class. With that being said, if any of you have any questions, type your questions in the chat. We'll get your questions, whatever question you may have. Type your question in the chat. Y'all hit that thumbs up, share the stream. Shalom, Mr. Wolf. Yum Yaka with Coley. Oh, Jesus Christ, don't play with you, God. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're trying to say either. Saggy, shalom from Baltimore, Maryland. All right, so let me read this comment from this sister, and then we're going to get this first scripture. Teresa, Miss Biatch, she was back, y'all. I don't know if y'all remember. She was here last week, and she said her man can't have more than one wife. You understand? Well, Teresa, Miss Biatch, that's her name, y'all. That's what she called herself, which is a fitting name, by the way. Go ahead, Shapak.
It's a lie. I believe she's been back every day since that first day.
Oh, see, forget about it. I'll address why in just a second. Teresa, Miss Biatch said, these clowns again, multiple wives, guys, a joke. Can you even provide for the first ones? Because I know y'all ain't got good jobs. Teresa, do you have a husband? Do you have a husband? I know we addressed this last week, but let's just, I got a little bit more time now because we started in the beginning of the class. So now I can address this properly. Teresa, do you have a husband? If you're even watching this still, Shalom Arawadi, I see you. In the meantime, Shapar, please give me Amos, the scripture I just asked for.
Couple cups. It's the book of Amos, chapter 3. Hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel.
Hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel. This scripture is talking to the children of Israel. It's important to know every letter, you understand, every piece of literature. You have to know who is talking and who it's talking to.
Right.
You understand? All right, Teresa said, yes, I do. She does have a husband and he can't get no next wife. Teresa, does your husband know that you are online going back and forth with grown men? Does your husband know that? Is he aware of that? Is he aware that you are online going back and forth with grown men? Is he aware of that, Teresa? In every piece of literature, it's very important to know who's the sender and who's the recipient, who's talking and who they're talking to. Right here in Amos, this is the Most High God speaking, and he's telling us who he's speaking to. It starts off by saying, hear this word of God that the Lord is speaking against you, O children of Israel. So now we established that God is speaking to the children of Israel, and he's speaking against the children of Israel for a reason. We're going to find out. Keep reading.
Oh, God. Against the whole family, which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying,
This is the family the Lord is talking to. You Christians and you unlearned, you believe that being an Israelite is a religion. You think being a Hebrew Israelite, a black Hebrew Israelite, you think that's a religion. This has nothing to do with religion. The white man is Jewish by religion. We are Jews by blood. You understand? They're Jews by belief. We are Jews by blood. We are the real Jews, the only true Jews. You understand? And what we're reading about is what the Bible has just described. The children of Israel are a family. The Israelites come from one man. That man's name was Jacob. You understand? Jacob is the son of Isaac. Isaac is the son of Abraham. Abraham is the what in scholars will call the patriarch. You understand? From Abraham, do you have all these nations? Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. Jacob had 12 sons. 12 sons. Those 12 sons are the 12 tribes of Israel. But Abraham also had Ishmael. Ishmael was the father of the so-called Arabs. You understand? Isaac had Esau. Esau is the father of the white man. Lot had Moab and Ammon. Ammon and Moab are the Chinese and Japanese. So if you just look at the lineages, many nations come from Abraham. You understand? The so-called Shemites. Many of them come from Abraham. But that doesn't mean we're all one family because, again, we're narrowing down the lineage. The Bible talks about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You understand? Just because they were born from Abraham doesn't mean that they're a part of our family today. Ishmael, it was also a son of Abraham, and the Lord did not choose Ishmael. He chose, who did he choose? Isaac. Isaac had two sons, Esau and Jacob, and the Lord didn't choose Esau. He chose Jacob. Jacob is the same person as Israel. It's the same person. His name just was changed. Shalom, halak, I see you. Teresa said, no, he don't. He does so. Your husband doesn't know you online going back and forth with us. She said, he at work provided. I saw you guys on streets and could not believe the multiple wives. My husband and I know you guys teach foolishness, falseness. One wife, one husband only. Well, Teresa, you are a terrible wife. You are a terrible wife. And any man that is unfortunate to have you as a woman, he deserves as many wives as his heart desires. Because a good wife would not unknowingly be online arguing with men that you don't know what we're capable of doing. Now, what happens now if I call you a loudmouth bitch? What happens? You gonna run to him and tell him what I said? He gonna be so confused on how this even happened, because I'm pretty sure doesn't expect for his woman while he's out breaking his back trying to feed you and your big back. You understand? I know you a big back woman too. You understand? I know you are. I don't have to see you to know what type of woman you are. You are a big back end. You understand? Right, Respucia. Usually the women that fight against multiple wives are big backs. You understand? Salaki, that's just what, from my personal experience, that's just what it is. You understand? While your husband is breaking his back, trying to earn money to feed your big back, you are at home being idle, doing nothing, not making him more money, not tending to your house. You understand? Not building up or improving anything for his life. You on here going back and forth with another grown man. You are the type of woman that a man needs he needs another woman. You emasculate him and shame him. Now, a lot of you sisters, you may not understand this, but men care about your presence online. You think that you're an individual. If you're a married woman, you are stupid to believe you are an individual. And I have my own identity and I can post what I want and I can interact the way I want. You should have never gotten married then. You understand? Because once you laid down and opened your legs to that man, you now have agreed to do what? Become one with that man, which means you are now submitting your will to what he wants. And I'm almost certain 99% of the time, most men do not want their woman embarrassing them online. And that's what you're doing right now, Teresa. You think you are, I don't know what you think you're doing, even arguing with us, because one, you're not going to change what we believe. You understand? And you're not going to stop the class from going. So I don't even understand your purpose of the back and forth, because you're not changing anything. So really what is coming off as, you want male attention, Teresa. Are you that thirsty for male attention? That's how you repay your hardworking husband that's providing for you? You repay him with disloyalty? Yeah, he deserves 7 wives. And I pray your poor husband comes home and somehow the Lord puts the UPK in front of him so he can hear this truth. And I pray he comes in here in all black. And I pray he does his 90 days. He gets his Hebrew name and he comes in here and then he finds him 7 wives who would never argue with a man online, who would never embarrass him, who would never seek another male's attention. That's what I pray for. You understand? Because every man deserves to feel like a man, whether he's the richest man or the poorest man. Every man deserves to feel like a man, just like every woman deserves to feel like a woman. And you're robbing that man of that, and he don't even know it. He don't even know you out here embarrassing him. Go ahead, Shapat.
Sorry, my man. I got a precept and a question about a different precept, if I could.
Oh, absolutely.
What, she made a comment about us not having jobs. The guy got to support with, multiple wives.
Absolutely. Let me read what Barack Obama said real fast. She said she doesn't agree with what you teach, but is here again for a second class. Yeah. As a married woman, it sounds like if you don't agree, but you're still here and you're vocal. It's one thing to disagree quietly. You understand? That's different. It's one thing to be here and you disagree, but you're watching quietly. But you're here and you're disagreeing and you're loud. It's starting to come off as you want male attention. That's what it seems. You want male attention. And that is one of the most embarrassing, pathetic things a woman can do to her husband, is to be a woman that has a man and you so goddamn low down and pathetic that you try to get attention from another man. Oh, it's turning my stomach to think about it. Couldn't be any of my women. It couldn't be any of my many wives I have. You understand him? You understand any of my 50 wives? You understand? She so against multiple wives. I got 50 of them. How about that? I got 50 of them, and all 50 of mine would never do that. You understand? Of course, I'm being facetious. I don't have 50 wives. You understand? Go ahead.
Slide, you got a question first?
Hold on. She said, no way. I'm only for my husband. I'm just trying to help sisters out. Well, let's ask the sisters in the chat if they want your help or not. Any woman that is watching this class, type in the chat if you would like Teresa's help. Just type in the chat so Teresa can get the picture, so she won't think that she's here on a mission to help you sisters that's lost and turned out. She think y'all Olivia. She think you lost and turned out and lost your way to grandmama's house. You understand? Y'all know that's an old school song. That's the Whispers. You understand? So let's hear from the sisters herself. All the women that's watching, type in the chat, do you want Teresa's help? Well, here we go. Deanna said, La'ah. That's no in Hebrew, Teresa. That's no. Black Dazzle said, it's a hard no. Not a soft one, a hard one. You understand? Maria said, hell no. You understand? Adiana said, definitely not. Well, who the other sisters at? If you are a woman watching this, just type if you want her help. We got enough already, but I just want to see more. Teresa, you said you're here for the sisters. The sisters don't want your help. I think the best way you can help Teresa is if I'll reserve that. I reserve that. Go ahead, Shapat.
Now I'm about to say, Maria said, hell no, I believe in biblical terms.
God forbid. Do you want Teresa's help? God forbid. You understand? Go ahead, Shapat. What scripture you had?
Salaki, you want the scripture first, sir?
You said you had the precept?
Sir.
Yeah, please.
Okay, come. Book of Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man.
Stop right there. Oh, Lord. Now, Maria, the Bible said 7 women shall take hold to one man. Barack Obama said, no one wants your help, Teresa. You understand? Now, we just heard from the sisters, the ones that you said you're here to help. They don't want your help. So now we'll see where it goes from here. The people that you say you're here to help, they don't want your help. So now where do we go from here, Teresa? All right, we'll see. You understand? The Bible just said that 7 women shall cling to one man. You say one husband, one wife. God said, read it again, please.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 4, verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach.
Brother, this scripture is so heavy. You understand? Because this right here, this proves what you just said. Shalom, Judah 720. Shalom, Junior Jackson. This just proves what you said. Now, if you saying your husband can only have one wife because you said so, then I can't argue that. You understand? I will hope he will be a man enough to tell you to shut your goddamn mouth and mind your business. But I mean, I can't control that. You understand? I can't control what he does and what he knows or not. But if you're saying that a man can't have one wife according to the Bible, you're a liar. Because the Bible just described 7 women and one man. So you're wrong. And not only is it 7 women with one man, you think that a man providing for his wife is having money. These women just said, they said we will have our own bread. What does that mean? What does that mean? Read it again, please, Shapat. Say 7 from 7 women.
7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel.
Stop right there. These 7 women that's coming to this one man, they are saying we will eat our own bread and have our own apparel. Type in the chat, what does it mean when they say we will eat our own bread? What does that mean? Halak said, Shalaki out of one Baba Shah. If you have time, I'm having a hard time with Psalms 10 and 2. I got you, mighty man. We'll get that after this. What does it mean when it says we'll eat our own bread? Kasad will not got it. They'll provide for themselves. What does bread mean in the Black and Hispanic community? The same thing it means in the Bible in certain contexts. You understand? That's how you know the Bible is our book. It's our book. That's right, Maria. Provide our own. This Bible is our book because we are the people that talk like this. I need my bread. I need my dough. I need my cheddar, my cheese, my lettuce, my fettuccine, my cabbage. You understand? We are the people that speak the same way. And these women are, okay, to even understand the dynamic, I got to fix my chair, man. But now we getting good. It's getting good. I love going into this topic. What dynamic has to exist? Not what it has to exist. What dynamic is existing for them to even say this? You kind of gotta be very astute. You kind of gotta pay attention. Listen to this again and tell me what dynamic is existing for them to even say this. That's right, Kasai Wana. Money. Shalom, Officer Matabar. Please, Shapat, one more time from the top. Y'all listen to this close.
And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach.
What dynamic exists for this conversation to even come up? Like, okay, we established that we'll eat our own bread means we'll provide for ourselves. Imagine what type of situation, what the dynamic is if a woman is coming to a man and she's telling him, I'll provide for myself. Hold on, Shapat. Let's see. I'm gonna see if anybody get in the chat. What is the dynamic that is going on if a woman is she's telling the man, listen, I'll provide for myself. I got my own money. I got my own clothes. I got my own money. I'll provide for myself. What dynamic has to exist for that even to come up? Black Dazzle got it. Hassad would not got it. You understand? You was gonna say that, Shapat? Yeah, Shapat got it. Dangerous times. They need his protection. They need more than his protection. They just told you what they need, but you both are correct. They need to take away their shame. You understand? That's the first thing. You understand? Black and Hispanic women are the poster child for single mothers, single women. They are the poster child for women who can't keep a man. They're the poster child for everything wrong with being a woman. Black and Hispanic women. Our oppressor has made Black and Hispanic women the poster child for everything you don't want in a woman. So much so that there are movements that are dedicated to making sure a Black and Hispanic man does not marry you. He has to go overseas. He has to get a passport and go overseas and get a real woman, because you are the poster child for everything a woman shouldn't be. There's shame and reproach attached to Black and Hispanic women. So much of it. So much. Black women are online saying how they don't even want to work for a Black woman. There's so much shame attached to our sisters. And guess what erases that shame? Shapat. No, go ahead. So you're going to say.
I'm about to say, also, they are the face for being a whore. And all the men that they've been with. You know what I mean?
The water.
Out here in the streets looking like whatever, this, that, and the third.
Right.
To add to it. So.
Right. You understand? Black and Hispanic women are the face of whores, strippers, prostitutes. You understand? When you think of stripper, you don't think of some nasty slut like Pamela Anderson. Some of y'all don't even know who that is. You don't think of, what's the broad that died with the baby? You had Pamela Anderson, and then you had Nicole, the broad with the, I forgot who she was. Anna Nicole Smith. You don't think of Anna Nicole Smith, some big-breasted bimbo. That's the word they used to call them, bimbo. You understand? You get called whore. A white woman get a cute nickname like a bimbo. You understand? Some bimbo. You understand? The water, Maria, Anna Nicole Smith. When you think of whore or stripper, you don't think of those white women. You think of sisters, Black and Hispanic women. When the reality is, the white woman is the original whore. She's the original slut. She's the original 304. She is everything that's wrong with womanhood. That's not the world sees. Black men are, as soon as they get money, they're running into the arms of white women because of the shame and reproach that's attached to sisters. You understand? Go ahead, Shapat.
Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn, forget about it. Marilyn Monroe is the most famous whore. You know how bad this is? I'm going to show you this. Type a yes. I see y'all comments. I'm going to get to y'all comments too. Type a yes or no in the chat if you've ever seen a Black or Hispanic woman have a picture of Marilyn Monroe in her house. I've seen this many times, brothers. I've gone to Black and Hispanic women's houses, and for some reason, there's a poster or a picture of Marilyn Monroe. So why is this whore? Why is this white woman idolized in here? For those who don't know who Marilyn Monroe is, I know we got some youngins in here. I got you. Don't worry about it. I know that sometimes the youngins, they be scared to say they don't know. Just say it, youngins. I was young too. You understand? We here to teach. We ain't here to shame. Right? This is Marilyn Monroe for the youngins. You've seen this whore before. Trust me. You've seen her before. Let me find an iconic one. Now I'll just pull this up. You can see all the different ones. Right? Hold on. Present. Share screen. All right. Here you go. Okay. Yeah, this is a good one. Iconic one. It's probably the most one of the most iconic jumps, actually. Not this, not that one. Okay, here we go. All right, how do you open it? Open this. Come on, man. I ain't asking for all that. Right click. Am I doing something wrong? Oh. Yeah, I see now. All right, open image, a new tab. That's what I needed. Share this tab. All right, sluggy, y'all. You know, I'm a little slow sometimes. All right, this is Marilyn Monroe. Look at all the yeses. Hold on, look at all these yeses coming in. Black Dazzle, Simba, Trooper Ragash, Mana Ima, Maria, Halak, Mario, Bobby. He said no white Jesus. Joe D. Asad when I said no. Okay, no sweat, no sweat. Wadia said Maryland had 2 Kennedy devils. Yes, she did. Adi Yanai said yes. Halak said I can go next door. Yes. Wadia said yes. She said no hoes, just a white Jesus. Yeah, same thing. Right? This is Marilyn Monroe. And you got to ask yourself, why are black women so fascinated with this white woman? Because this is the true face of a whore. Her. Marilyn Monroe. There's a reason why she's on posters in black women and Hispanic women's houses. Because this is the product, this is the blueprint. She's the whore. Not a black woman, a white woman. But the problem is you are looked at as the whore. You're the face for promiscuity. Yeah, go ahead, do your thing. You're the face for promiscuity. You're the face for being over-sexualized. You're the face for skimpy clothing, sluts. You're the face of that. There's so much shame attached to our sisters. Right? So when you go and you read in the scriptures when it says, we will have our own money. We'll provide for ourselves. We have our own bread. You don't have to listen. I know you already got 6 other ones. Listen, you ain't got to worry about paying nothing for me. I got my own money. I can take care of myself when it comes to money. I got my own clothes. You don't got to buy me any clothes. I got my own clothes. They are pleading their case to this man. That is the dynamic in this scripture. And so a lot of you big-head Christian women, especially you proud women, where you think that you are above, sharing a man, well, just wait. Just wait. The time will come where you'll be one of these women having to plead her case. You can just share your man now, you understand, and still maintain some of your pride, some of your dignity, I should say, not pride. But there's a time that's going to come for you broads that think you control your man and you don't share my man can't have this and I'm better than that. I'd rather be single. I understand. You will be one of the ones pleading your case to a man, and that day he might not even take you. He got so much on his hands already. You got to plead. That's why you got to plead your case, because he already has other women. And you there, listen, I got my own clothes. I got my own bread. I can take care of myself. You pleading your goddamn case to him. You understand? So Teresa, you think she probably gone. But if you're listening still, Teresa, you think that a man providing for a woman means money. That's not the case. A man providing for his woman is the same way Christ provided for the church. That's in the Bible. You understand? If you could, Shapat, hold the scripture you got and then get me Ephesians 5:25. All right, why do you say? Okay, she said, I'm listening. No sweat, Teresa. No sweat. I got you. We right here. Go ahead, Sapphire. You get that first. You understand? I'm glad you're still here, Teresa. I'm glad you're still here. And I respect that you've been quiet. I don't think I ain't noticed. I respect that. You understand? So now we're going to get the scripture where it's going to prove to you that the way husbands provide for their wives, it has nothing to do with money. The way husbands love their wives has nothing to do with finances. And that's such a mind-blowing thing because everything in our society has conditioned our sisters to believe that a man has to have a certain dollar amount to qualify for you. You know how many brothers out here that are good brothers that you'll never, you just won't, you know, you don't deserve them if you think a man should have a certain amount of money anyway. So that's kind of good. You understand? Well, there are brothers out here that you single sisters, you have overlooked because of a monetary requirement. See, the problem is you'll pick somebody like Diddy. If it's about money, if a man loving his wife and providing for her is about money, then a man like Diddy is a high value man. A man like R. Kelly is a high value man. If it's about money, you understand, a man like Tyler Perry and T.D. Jakes and Eddie Long, those are high value men. Yeah, but the problem is, I don't think any of you would want to be with any of those nasty niggas. You understand? Because they're low lives. You understand? They're the type of man that should be put out of our community. They're the type of men that give good, actual high value men a bad name. Shalom, young man, good to see you too. You understand? Those are the type of men that give actual high value men a bad name. You understand? So now I'm going to show you right here in the scriptures. If you could, young man DeCarlo, could you get Ephesians 5:25, please? I'm going to show you in the Bible how a husband loves his wife, how he provides for her. Kasai, when I said, Khan, I understand how single sisters feel now with this breakdown. It's only right a brother have more than one. I feel you, sis. And listen, here's the beautiful thing. You understand? Go ahead. 5:25. Salaki, that's my bad. A brother don't have to have more than one. You understand? But guess what? That is his choice and his choice alone. And many of you sisters, many of you, that's not in here, of course, because, you know, the sisters in here don't have this problem. Many of you women that are in the world, you think that you can tell your husband what to do. And that is one of the biggest, I would say, top three, if you're a man. I will put that in the top three as the biggest turnoffs you can do when dealing with a man is thinking you can tell him what to do. Right. So it's probably in top three. And so I'm pretty sure all the brothers that's listening could agree with me. You understand? You'll put that in your top three. You understand? I'm almost certain it probably would be number one. You don't tell me what to do. You understand? Brother, in the world, I would do the opposite. You understand? I was petty like that. The broad tell me not to do something off of the strength of you thinking you can tell me what to do. I'm going to do the exact opposite. Of course, thank the Lord for the truth because I've grown and I've matured. You understand, brother? But even in the world, as a filthy drug addict, I understood this is off. You telling me what to do is not how this doesn't feel right. And every brother, the Lord gave that in him. That's a feeling that every man has. You understand? He understands something here is wrong. It's out of order. You telling me what to do is not this dynamic. You don't tell your husband what to do. He makes the decisions, especially when it comes to something like his God-given right to have more than one. Some sisters, you know, there are brothers who don't want more than one. You might meet a brother and he say, I only want one wife. But here's the problem with that. Guess what? He can change his mind at any time. You understand? He's allowed to do that. I've heard that before. Well, when I met you, you said you only wanted one. Yeah, of course. That was 5 years ago. I want more than one now. It's been 5 years. So that's the problem. If you're looking for a man that only wants one, that's a bad way to look for a man. because at any point in his life, he can decide, okay, I want more than one. Oh, I really love this woman. I want this woman too. So it's a foolish thing to try to find a man that, if you're single, to try to find a man that only wants one. It's foolish. It's a foolish thing to do. And instead, it's foolish to be a woman that's married and try to manipulate or persuade your husband to only have one. What you're doing is you're creating a greater desire now in him to get a woman that don't even care about that. Do y'all know there are women that don't even talk about this? There are women that just do their damn part as a wife. And that's it. And their man is allowed to be a man. There are women that this conversation don't even come up unless he bring it up. And then there's some of you where this is all you think about. This is all you care about. This is all you talk about. And guess what? If you're that type of woman, your husband is looking for another woman. There's a deep desire in him that's growing that says, I need a woman where this is not a big deal, where I can be with her and we can just be lovey-dovey and do what husband and wife do. And this never comes up because this thing here, this is all we talk about. You understand? Go ahead, Shapat Salaki.
Say with the telling a man what to do, men couldn't wait to get out of their mother's house, for them, their parents.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody telling them what to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not gonna sit beside me after I raised up and had to deal with all that, learned everything. Now I have to do it myself. I'm not sitting there with some woman telling me what to do.
Brother.
You have to talk. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Right.
But you ain't telling me what to do.
Right. This is not to say that, your feelings and opinions don't matter. You understand? But at the end of the day, you got to understand as a woman, he decides what he wants to do. You don't dictate. And there's some sorts of thing that a man can have more than one wife, but you got to approve them. No. No. Again, you're emasculating your husband because what you're saying is you are over him. What do you mean he has to run it by you? For what? So you mean he got to see a woman and say, I don't think my wife will like her. What? You understand? That's out of order. That's out of order. You understand? And if that dynamic exists, I'm telling you, one or two things is going to happen. That man is going to be either, if he goes through with that type of dynamic, he's going to be the type of man that is going to eventually be useless to you as a man. He's going to start lying to you. He's not going to be able to be upright and forthright with you about anything. Because the problem is once you start lying about one thing, it doesn't stay here. It trickles to every aspect of your life. Now you're just lying about stuff that don't even got to be lied about. It's like, damn. The nigga would think to himself after he lied, damn, why did I lie about that? He'd be in the car like, damn, I didn't even have to lie about that. That was nothing. Why did I just lie about that? Why I just do that? Because you have started that pattern of not being a man. It started here. Or you'll have a man that will put you in your place and he'll tell you, mind your business, and you get to have a real man. It may not be on the terms that you want it is, which is he doesn't get another woman, but at least he's a real man. And that's what you sisters should want. So like it. Read what you got, please, young man.
You said Ephesians
5 and 25. Mm-hmm.
Ephesians 5 and 25. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church.
Start right there. The Bible says, husbands, love your wives. All right, there we go, Teresa. She said, okay, you got me thinking. This is a great class. We'll give her a hand. You understand? I admire that you were able to say that, sis, because it takes some humility to have to double back and now say something like that after the exchange that we had. So I respect that about you. And that's something that a husband can be proud of, you conducting yourself in that manner. Well done, Teresa. You understand? And even if you don't agree, as long as you're able to now, like you said, sit and actually listen and consider, that's the start of anything. You understand? I ain't saying you got to agree. There are women right now that are in the school that do not agree. They do not want their husband to have more than one wife, but guess what? You'll never hear them say it. And they will just be with their man loyal while he has another wife. And they don't like it. You understand? They don't like it at all, but they understand boundaries. They understand their place. And they understand, as much as I hate to see it, I'm not going to step out of my boundary, out of my place, and think now that I'm going to speak against something that God said a man could do. You understand? If he chooses. The Bible told the husband to love his wife as Christ loved the church. I got you, Halak. I ain't forget your scripture, man. I got you, mighty man. You Christian women, I'm not talking to you specifically, Teresa, in this instance. You understand? Unless you still feel the same way you feel about the providing part. Then I am talking to you and all Christian women and whatever a woman feels that a man providing is finances. The scripture said a man is to love his wife as Christ loved the church. Go ahead, Shapak.
About the question about the precept.
Oh, you still got it? Let me finish this. I'm gonna come to that. I'll come right to you. Last time I checked, Christ didn't have any money. Did Christ give money to the church? No. Christ was homeless. When I say homeless, he didn't have a home. He had somewhere to lay his head, of course, but he himself didn't even have a home. If Christ were here on earth today, he would be a black man that would have to sleep on your couch. He would go from one person's house to the next person's house. Wherever city he was in, he would sleep on your couch. Most of you would call him a bum.
Right.
That shows you how off we are and how we look at our people and culture as a whole. You would look at somebody that has to sleep on your couch as a useless, worthless bum. When if Christ was here on earth today, he would be that type of man. When he's the greatest man that ever walked the face of the earth, and he didn't have money. He didn't have a goddamn car. He didn't have a house. He didn't even have money to buy a plot to bury him in. A brother in the world had to buy the damn tomb for Christ to be buried in because he didn't have money to die. Christ was a nigga in the ghetto, bro. He was a nigga in the ghetto that was poor, just like most of the men in the ghetto. Don't even have money to die. Most of us would die today. We ain't got life insurance. We don't know how we're going to pay for the casket, the damn funeral. We're not leaving our kids anything. Well, Christ was no different. He didn't even have money for the damn tomb that he was put in. Somebody else had to buy it. He had to stay in somebody else's house and sleep on somebody else's couch. But guess what? He was God's son. You understand? Of course, we are all God's son, but he was God's favorite. He was the most valuable amongst us because he was a man of true value, a man that you could count on every single time, a man that was upright and full of integrity and did the goddamn right thing. Did the right thing, even when it was hard, all the way into his death. And if you're a woman, you should seek to have a man like that. That's the one type of man you should seek to have. Put the money out, put the money aspect out your window. Most of you black women and Hispanic women already agree you make more money than us already anyway. You have no problem throwing that up in our face. So why are we even arguing? Why does my money even matter? You make more than me. You got more than me. So why you got putting these requirements on what I have to have? If you got it already, you got it, baby. You understand? You have it. You're able to do it. What you should look for in a man is the things that Christ had. Christ loved the church by correcting the church, by providing wisdom and teaching the church, by raising the church up the right way, putting the church in order. That's how Christ loved the church. It had nothing to do with money. It had nothing to do with finances. It was all about the things that you can't put a dollar sign to. You remember those old MasterCard commercials where they were like going to the skating rink, $50, getting the coffee at Starbucks, $7, spending time with your family, priceless. Well, the things that Christ provided for the church, the school, those were things that were priceless, that you can't put a monetary value on. Hell, Father's Day was just Sunday. And if you grew up with your father like I did, brother, I could never put a monetary value to the type of things my father has provided for me. There is no goddamn amount to the monetary value to how much he has instilled into me as a person. And still to this day, I can call my pops right now and I know he's going to come through for me. There's things that money could never compare. You understand? Really, putting money up against it is a disgrace. You understand? It's like money that comes and goes. You understand? Character Integrity. That's what matters. And that's what you have to love your wife as Christ loved the church. You have to be a righteous man. And that's what every woman should look for. Not a man that has money so he can pay for you to do whatever the hell you want to do. A man that will make sure if y'all are kicked out on the goddamn street, he's not going to sell you as a prostitute. You understand? He's not, y'all become homeless, y'all still together. You understand? You got a man, most men, the moment the bills start to get low, I don't know if y'all notice, this is very common. It may not be common on the East Coast, but you go down south or to the Midwest, brother, a lot of men put their woman on the street corner real fast. They got a bill to pay. Oh, come on, we going to the motel. You understand? We about to be on the street. We going to the motel, and he'll sell his own woman to make money. That's a man that you should avoid. That's a man that values money the way you value money. And then you have a man, y'all become homeless. And guess what? It's just a small thing. It's a small bump in the road. And y'all stick together and he protects you while y'all out there and y'all get everything right back. You build everything right back together and you're stronger together. That is the type of man you have to look for. You understand? That's what it's all about. Penny Lover said, this is why I don't look down on homeless people if they ask me for a couple of dollars. If I have it, I'll give it to them. Me too, Penny Lover. You can ask my daughter. You understand? If I have it, I'm going to give it to homeless people. You understand? Because I'm not any better than them because I have a place to stay. Imagine how stupid and arrogant you got to be to think you're better than this person because you have a place to stay and you have money in a car. You're not better than them. You're not. I hate to break it to you. You're not better than that person that is asking for change. You're not better than them. And a lot of times they have more integrity than you. You never know. They might be homeless because they didn't sell out the way you sold out throughout your life, because they didn't lie the way you lied, because they didn't do the things that you did to get to where you are. There are things that are more important than money, and the Lord sees those things. And Christ, he was special to the Lord because he is special to the Lord because of it. You understand? Let me read some of these comments. Shalom, Rakai Yasad. I see you. I'm coming to you, Shapat. That's right, Halak. God hates pimps. Junior Jackson said, integrity is not for sale. That's right. He said, even in LA. Yep, it happens in LA. Teresa, she said, I think I was wrong, brother. Maybe I'm a horrible wife. I'm sorry. Well, here's the beautiful thing, Teresa. If you are a Black, Hispanic, or Native American woman, you have the chance now to become better, because that's what we're here to do. I'm not here to talk about you and so that you can feel dejected and now just that's the end of it. I only say what the Lord says in hopes of our people turning back to what the Lord says. You understand? So if you feel that you're a horrible wife, you can fix that. You understand? There are things that you can do now to learn how to become a woman, to not just be a better wife, but to be a better woman overall. And we teach that in here. There are sisters in here right now that were dragons, that were worse than you, Teresa. You understand? And you weren't that bad. You understand? You weren't that bad. There are women right now that are in this school that I know personally that I would have cussed out if before we were both in here. I would have full on cussed them out. You understand? Because they were terrible. You understand? And now they're in here and they are my goddamn sister for life.
Right.
You understand? And I'll lay somebody down for that sister. You understand? So that's what this is all about. Here's what should happen, Teresa. Because you are the one that's watching the classes and your husband is not watching, you should introduce your husband to what you're watching. You should inform him, let him know this is what you've been watching. And you should ask him and let him know that you have interest in attending one of the classes in your city. And you and your husband together should come in. You understand? Now, if your husband doesn't want to come in, this is one of those times where a woman is allowed to now exercise some of that independence that they talk about, that women always talk about. Your husband is against you coming up in here. This is one of those times where you exercise that strong woman and independence quality, and you come in here. You understand? And you still learn and you still listen to your husband and everything else that's right. But your husband you understand, he cannot tell you that you can't serve God. You understand? He can't tell you that you can't serve God. You are allowed to serve God. Now, if he tells you he doesn't want you coming in person, then you can still watch online. You understand? You can still watch online. If it gets to the point where it gets contentious, then you can call and get counsel on how to navigate having a husband that's against you coming in here. But that's not even your situation. I'm just giving hypotheticals. Your husband might be full on the board coming in here, especially when he find out he can have more than one. So like, you had to throw that back up, you know, but it's true, Teresa. He might be dragging you in here like, come on, let's see what this is talking about. You understand? But y'all both should come in together. Ideally, that's the best thing. There are husband and wives right now in this chat that have came in here together. They were in the world together, and now they are in the truth together. And it's a beautiful thing. You understand? She said, I'm sorry. No sweat, sis. The water for your kind words, and I appreciate your apology, sis. You understand? Again, the best thing to do is just to come in here. You understand? And relearn everything you thought you knew all over again. That's all. I was a terrible man. I was a terrible man. You understand? And I came in here and learned how to be a better man. Now I'm a better husband, a better father, a better brother, because I had to relearn everything I thought I knew. Joe D said, I love this class. This is my favorite day of the week. I look forward to the next class as soon as this one's over. Great teacher. Most High in Christ, the water for the kind words, Joe D. Right? Thimba said, I see this is the problem I have with getting a sister, and I love them to death, but I can't get any because of money. And I have never been with a sister ever because of rejection. Thimba, this is to every Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian man. If you think money is your problem with getting a woman, you are the problem.
Right.
And I'm telling you as a brother, not to shame you. I'm telling you, if you think money is the reason why you can't get a Black or Hispanic woman, you are the problem. And you are a hindrance to yourself. You're your own obstacle. I don't know if y'all know this. There are brothers who sleep on the couch and watch their woman go to work every day. And their woman comes home and they give their woman something more valuable to her than money. You understand? And it keeps her going. They go to that slave while he has no money. And guess what? She's happy. She's happy as hell. If you think you need money, you are the problem. You have to, again, I'm coming to Shabbat. This is what's so evil about the white man society, because not only does it destroy Black and Hispanic women's idea of us, it also destroys our own sense of value. You know, when a brother loses his job, brother, we feel useless. A Black and Hispanic man that doesn't have a job, many of them are fighting depression and fighting suicide and fighting not hurting somebody because we feel like now our life is worthless and has no value. If that's you, fight that goddamn demon, man. Goddamn the white man. He's useless if he doesn't have money. He's useless with money. That's not you. You are the only man on earth that still has value regardless of what you have or you don't have. Only you. You understand? The other races of men, they have to have money because that's where their value comes from. Black and Hispanic and Native American men, your value doesn't come from that. It doesn't come from a goddamn job that you can quit or be fired from in the very next day. It doesn't come from money that can be spent or given at the drop of a dime. It comes from something much more important. You being a child of the living God of the Bible. And I know that sounds kind of corny, but that's just the truth. You being a Black, Hispanic, or Native American Indian man, automatically off top, you're valuable. Just off of default. You being born into this family makes you a prince of the power. That's in the Bible. That's what Yasharallah, Israel in Hebrew means. It means prince of the power. Right. Nigga, that ain't got nothing to do with money. I was born as a son of Israel, automatically I'm valuable. And you have to tell yourself that because the white man has created a society that will play with your mind and make you think you're less than because you don't have a job. So if you do have a job, you don't make enough money and you don't have the nicest clothes. Man, what? I'm telling you, let me talk frank for a second. Nigga, that's weak.
Right.
I'm telling you straight up. It's weak because if you see how little you can have to get a woman, you'll be like, what the hell was I tripping about? You mean to tell me I can have no job? I'm not getting shape ups and none of that no more. So I look rough. I'm not getting I don't have a job. I don't have my own place, my own car. I don't have anything. And this woman still wants to be with me. Brother, once you experience that, you look at things is way different. Like, nigga, all that means nothing. You just have to be a real man of integrity, of masculinity. You understand? So Thimba, you got to come in here, man, and find your masculinity. And we'll teach you how to talk to women. That's nothing your church ain't gonna do. Brother, if you're type of brother, because some brothers do have a problem just dealing with women. Some brothers are born with just being good at it. You understand? And some brothers, they okay, they average, they can, and then some brothers are terrible. And that's okay. You understand? Just like if a brother come in here and he don't know how to fight, he gonna learn how to fight, and we'll teach him how to fight. A brother come in here and he don't know how to talk to a woman, we'll teach you, brother. We'll teach you how to talk to a woman, how to spit game, how to court her. You understand how to make a woman fall in love with you. We'll teach you. You got to come in here, Thimba. You understand? Right. Go ahead, Shapat.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I had a friend back in the day that was horrible at everything. Like they said his breath stank. They said he looked bad. He couldn't dress. He couldn't fight. He was just lacking just everything you could think of. He was bad at.
Right.
To tell you the truth, I'm thinking about it. Young man in the car know exactly what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And this brother, we used to make him go at women. And he had no confidence.
Right.
Every time we seen, if he looked halfway at a woman, we be like, you better go over there and get her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And after a while, he got comfortable and he started getting women because he was just comfortable going at it. You know what I mean? He built his confidence up. Sometimes it's just a confidence issue, and you just need some practice.
That's all it is, brother.
Go get some practice. Shoot at everything you look at.
Well, not everything.
Not everything.
That's why you got to come in here, because we'll tell you, try that one. Try that one. Not that one, brother. Try this one. Somebody had to do that, brother. You understand? Now, I didn't have a problem with women, but somebody did have to tell me what not to go at. You understand? I had men above me had to tell me, no, not that one.
Okay.
Go to that one. You go ahead.
That's what I mean, though, because he be in class.
Mm-hmm.
He hearing everything we talk about. One of them that does catch his eye that way, shoot at it. Mm-hmm. Rejection, you never cut, shoot at it. Like, go ahead and don't hesitate. Get in there.
That's right. That's what it takes. And it starts with brotherhood. There has to be a brotherhood where men genuinely have love for you. Brothers genuinely care for you and love you enough that where it's not a big thing. It's not awkward. It's not a big. It's just like if you have a physical brother, you want to see your brother succeed in this. I don't know about you, brother. The moment I started talking to girls, I was trying to teach my brothers as a preteen. I'm like, no. This is how you gotta do it. You understand? The moment I found out how, I wanted my brothers to experience what I experienced. Like, okay, hold on. You got a girlfriend yet? Well, let me tell you how to get one. So it's what all brothers want for each other. And here, this is the ultimate brotherhood. We'll teach you how to righteously talk to a woman and look for a woman. And like Shapat said, it's like with anything. The more you do it, the better you get at it. And most of the time, it's a confidence issue. It's not really anything else outside of your confidence. If you feel like you're worthless because you don't have enough money or your job is not good enough, guess what you're going to do? You're going to project that. Women are going to pick up that he's not sure of himself. They're going to pick up on that, and that's a turnoff to women. You understand? It's a turnoff to women of a man that's not sure of himself because you're supposed to be the leader. That's one of the first attributes of a leader is you have to be sure. You have to be able to at least be sure of yourself to lead. And so if you're not sure of yourself, most women are going to sniff that on you, and you're not going to come off as somebody worth even dealing with. You understand? You know who's the men that don't have jobs, that don't have money, they don't have cars and houses. You know what they do have? Confidence by the boatload. They are confident. They believe in their value, regardless of that. You tell me, brother, it don't matter. I'm one of them. You understand? It don't matter what I have or I don't have. I'm that nigga. You understand? And every brother that's in here feels the same way about himself. Doesn't matter what you take from me or what you give me. I am that nigga on the corner. I could be on the corner. You understand? With the week-old clothes, and I'm still that nigga. I'm just down right now. You understand? I'm that nigga, and I'm gonna get back up. You have to be that type of brother. You understand? You have to have that type of self-assurance, because that type of self-assurance a woman picks up on, you can now assure her. It's just certain things, right? So, okay, she said she will let him know. Okay, she said I will let him know I'm African. Okay, you're African. I got you. So, Teresa, you couldn't necessarily come in here. Not necessarily. Teresa, you can't come in here. I'm pretty sure you knew that already. But your husband can. You understand? If your husband is a Black, Hispanic, or Native American, he can come in here. And it would benefit you still, Teresa, even as an African woman. It would benefit you if your husband comes in here. You understand? Even though we teach the Bible, which speaks against a man and woman married outside their race, we wouldn't ever tell him to leave you.
Right.
You understand? Unless you hoard on him, because marriage can't be broken. Moses was a Black man, you understand, that had an African wife. And guess what? The Lord punished his sister for trying to tell him to leave that African woman. That's wrong. So you still should tell your husband about us and tell him to get in class. And you still can watch class online. We can't stop you from watching class online. But say it again. She live in this area. Okay, let me scroll down to the comment. Let me catch up. You understand? You can tell him to get in contact with us. I'll give you the number. You understand? I'll give you the number. If you want the number for this area, you just let me know, Teresa. If you want the number to give to him, I'll give you the number for this area, for DC, and he can call, he get in contact, or you just can keep doing what you're doing. You watch and you show him the classes, however you want to do it. You understand? But of course, if he's Black, Hispanic, or Native American, he can come in. You cannot come in. You understand? That's just the Bible. That's all. You understand? Thimba said, y'all going to be at Chinatown this Saturday? If so, I'll come down. Lord allows, Thimba. If the weather permits, you understand, and everything goes right, we will be in Chinatown this Saturday. But Thimba, if we're not in Chinatown, you have to have a continuous, contingency plan. So now, Thimba, you can't just rely on just if we there Saturday. Thimba, you should be fighting to get in these classes. You understand? Dedicate to attending one of these classes in person. You understand? I teach Tuesdays. Officer Bakwash or Barak teaches Monday. Captain Mashak teaches Wednesday. You can come in one of the days, or all 3 of the days, or 2 of them. But start off by dedicating yourself to say, all right, I'm going to come in person. I'm going to meet these brothers. I'm going to come in. You got to have enough self-assurance and confidence to do that first. Come in person. If you in the area, brother, come in. You understand? Come in. She said, I said I'm African, but I'm not from an African country. Hold on, Teresa. Hold on now. What do you mean by that? I'm slow. I'm not as intelligent as most people. I'm slow. So I have to understand things for me to understand things. You said you're African, but you're not from an African country. So meaning, what do you mean? I don't want to assume what you're telling me. Break it down for me some more, please, Teresa. I just want to understand what you're telling me. You understand? I don't want to misspeak. Shalom, Ayaz. I see you, mighty man. That's right, Maria. When a man leads, a woman will follow. You understand? She said, when a woman cares and wants better for herself, money is not the concern. You damn right about that. We just read it in the Bible. The women just said, we got our own money and our own clothes, which means that don't even matter. It never mattered. You understand? And you come in here, you'll find out women in here don't care about that the way you would think. She said, but born, okay. She said, I'm from Barbados. Okay, but born in the United States. Teresa, you better get in class, man. Let me slow down. What are your parents' nationality? Tell me what's your father's nationality. Tell me what your mother's nationality. I know this might seem a little invasive, but it's not. I just want to make sure, because we don't play around with the Bible. You understand? We only allow the children of Israel in here. So I just want to make sure that this even warrants my time. You understand? So what is your father's nationality? What is your mother's nationality? You say you're from Barbados, but you were born in the United States, but you're African, not from an African country. I'm sure you can understand why I'm a little confused. All right. So now he's Thimba say, I'm in the area. I stay in Hyattsville, Riggs Road, East West. Oh, Thimba, brother, I expect to see you in class next week. You understand, right? You can walk here, brother. They think you the closest to the class. You the closest to the class than everybody in the room. You understand? We don't know if she Benjamin yet. That's what I'm trying to see. We don't know quite yet. Yeah, so she could be a couple of things. So yeah, and from Barbados. So I gotta see. Right. Okay. Shalom, Monique Carey. I see you, sis. All right, Shapai, what you had? You said you had a question. Salaki, and I'm gonna get Halak Joe.
We kind of get past it, but the precept where the woman said, where it says a woman will take her money and buy a field, a vineyard or something, and she'll work it and everything just to bring the money in.
Yeah, that's Proverbs 31. That's the quintessential scripture women love to refer themselves to. I'm Proverbs 31 woman. You understand? Proverbs 31 talks about a woman being the one making the money. I don't think y'all understand this. The Lord gave women a uncanny ability to make money. You understand? It's almost like they're hardwired to do it. A woman that is focused, brother, she can do damn near anything if she has a good man overseeing her. You understand? A woman that's focused, brother, and locked in, they are the best hustlers. You understand, brother? I knew sisters that I grew up with when I was growing up. They had a degree. They did hair out their house. You understand? They babysitted kids. They braided. You know, they did everything. That's how I remember black women being when I grew up. They were hustlers, brother, and all they were missing was a man to oversee them and to put everything in orders, and they would have taken off to the next level. You understand? So she said, dad from Barbados and mom from Barbados, but I grew up over here. I feel you. They say I'm African. I get confused. So let me ask you this, Teresa. Are your parents African? I know you said they're from Barbados, but are they African? Meaning, are they African people that lived in Barbados? Or are they, what's the term for people from Barbados? Bayesian or Barbadian? I don't know. Nobody knows. Are they Barbadian, indigenous Barbadians, or are they Africans that just moved to Barbados? You understand? That matters. You understand? If they're telling you you're African, it could be because they're African, or it could be that's just the culture of being in the Caribbean. Let me see. She said, no, we Caribbean. Bayesian. The water Bayesian. That's what I thought. She said, no, we Caribbean. The water, yeah, Bayesian. Right. So then y'all Caribbean, you are the tribe of Benjamin. Give her a hand. Welcome in. Welcome to the fold. You understand? Welcome in. This is Teresa's a sister, y'all. She's a sister.
That's right.
You understand? Her and her husband can attend class. So now that we established that, Teresa, you should come in class. You should get in class. You and them, but she said she in this area spot in DC. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, well, damn, I'm both of them better show up then. All right. Well, Teresa, you tell me what city you in. I'll get you the number for that city, and I'll just let you have the number, and you just sit with it and think on it, and do whatever you need to do. You understand? That's fine. Lord allow y'all get in class, because that's the best thing that's going to happen. Y'all going to see in a second. We're going to have to come together sooner than later, right? Barack when I said in the West Indies, when there are different nations like Indian or Moab, they say African descent. That's why I was trying to clarify Barack now, because I'm very familiar with the culture, and the Caribbean is very, like you say, because there's a mixture, they refer to themselves as, like you just said, African descent. And so that's why I had to clarify, are they actual Africans like Nigerians, in Barbados, or are they just Bayesian, and because they believe they're of African descent from the slave trade, they're saying they're African. All right. Okay. Let me get Halak's question. Halak, if you still there, type your scripture in again, or I'll try to. No, Psalms 10 and 2. I remember it. Let me get a Psalms chapter 10, verse 2. I remember it.
Book of Psalms chapter 10, verse 2. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined.
This is one of the scriptures I'm going to pull for tonight. You understand? This is one of the scriptures that I was going to pull tonight. Go ahead, Shapat. No, absolutely. Read it one more time, and then go ahead, break it down.
Book of Psalms chapter 10, verse 2. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. If I could bring the one to mind, in the 80s, they put crack in our neighborhoods. Saying persecute us. And then turned around, the crack leaked into their neighborhoods, and their children started using it. Now that's just one, but like let the devices that they try to use against us, that they imagined against us work against them.
That's right. Here's another one that you absolutely correct. Here's a popular one that you're going to hear: white Generation Z. Generation Z are the young generation that are able to. Generation Alpha are the babies that's being born and stuff now. But Generation Z are the 20-year-old, the 18, 17, 21-year-olds. A lot of things that you're hearing them saying, they're complaining about is everything being so expensive. They can't buy a house like their parents and grandparents used to do. They can't get affordable health insurance. They're complaining about the cost of everything. Excuse me. And of course, there are many Black people on TikTok educating white people in Generation Z that you have a hard life now because of the racism of your forefathers. I'll give you an example. The reason why there is not universal health care in America like it is in almost everywhere else in the world is because white people did not want Black people to have health care.
Right.
That's the only reason. White people thought that if Black people didn't have health care, we wouldn't go to the doctor and eventually we would die off. And so they made health care not free so that we wouldn't get it and couldn't go to the doctor and die. Well, here we are 80 something years later, and white Generation Z, the grandchildren and great grandchildren of those white people who devised evil against us, brother, now they are dying because they can't afford the cancer treatments. They can't afford the diabetic medication. They can't afford the all the different things that they would need to live because they don't have universal health care. Something that the white man devised evil against us, his children has been taken in those devices. The crack is another one. I'll give you another one. The racism in the medical field. The opioid epidemic was started in the white community because, and the reason why it has hit the white community harder than the Black community comes from the doctors and the racism in the medical field. White doctors have been taught to believe that Black people are subhuman, meaning we're not human, we're beneath humans. Animals, you understand? They believe that we're a step above animals, but underneath humans. And they taught this idea in their medical schools that Black people have a higher pain tolerance. We have a higher threshold for pain. That's why if you ever go to the doctor, if you ever experience this in an emergency or surgery or anything, when you tell them, when they show you that chart from 1 to 10 with the faces on it about your pain, you can tell them a 10, and in their mind, they think you're over exaggerating or they think you can handle the pain. When you tell them 10, they really think, okay, so he's at a 6 or 7. Because the institutionalized racism in the medical field, they have been taught to believe that we can handle pain. because we're not human. Because of that, when it's time for us to be prescribed the medication that comes with our procedures, they either don't prescribe the ones that have opioids, which are the ones that work the best, or they prescribe a very limited amount. Because one, they believe we have a higher pain threshold, and then two, they believe that we're going to abuse those pills. They assume that we're all drug addicts. On the flip side, white people, when they go into the doctor and they tell the doctor their pain, the doctor looks at them and says, "Oh, he says 10. Oh, it's a 10." They have compassion for their people, and so they do what a good doctor does. If somebody's in extreme pain, they prescribe strong medication. Here's the problem that white people have, which goes into the topic of the class. Your people are the people you should have been worried about. Your people are the people that lie about pain, that exaggerate. Your people are the ones that abuse the drugs, and that is what was happening. White people were going into the doctor and lying about pain and being prescribed opioids left and right, Percocets and oxycodone and all type of codeine, and they were being prescribed all these assortment of pills, brother, for their pain. And guess what? They were just selling it in their neighborhood to their friends at parties. And now that's why you see the opioid epidemic has hit white communities in West Maryland, West Virginia, Ohio, rural Pennsylvania, all these white areas. You understand? Kentucky, Tennessee, out west in Arizona and Texas. You look at where the opioid epidemic has hit the most, it is white communities. It's because the devices that you have planned for us have taken you. There's a phrase that my granny used to say when I was growing up. Just know the ditch you dig for me is the ditch you dig for yourself. You understand? And I remember that was so heavy to me as a kid. I was like, damn. It's like I didn't understand it, and I had to visualize it. I was like, damn, that is so true. Why you digging a 6-foot hole deep, a hole for me, you're the one that's in the hole. You understand? You have to be in the hole to dig it. And you think you're digging it for me, you're already in the hole, dummy. The devices that you have devised for the children of Israel, those will take you. You understand? And that's what this is talking about, Halak. You understand? America hates the poor, which is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And the things that they do to oppress us, just watch. Every single thing has came back. You ever heard the phrase chickens come home to roost? That's what that's talking about. It's going to come right back around to them. And we're seeing it right now. We are in a generation where we get to see the racism of our grandmothers and grandfathers that they had to experience. We getting to see all that whip right back around at the doorstep of the same devils who brought it forth. Go ahead, Shapat.
Talking about me. The devil and one of us again. Remind me of Haman. Haman got the gallows ready for Mordecai. And when it came to it, when he was in trouble, they was like, well, you know, the gallows was already ready. I was saying.
Well, sir, it's funny you say you want to punish somebody because conveniently there's a new gallows that was just built. This nigga built a fresh new gallows ready to hang the children of Israel. This nigga devised his own punishment. Could you imagine if he didn't devise to kill the children of Israel, he wouldn't have built them gallows. And guess what? Maybe his punishment wouldn't even have been death. His punishment might have been severe lashings. He might have got beat to death with a whip, but he still would have been alive. This nigga was so evil that he thought he gonna get the chance to hang niggas, and he built these gallows. And when the time came, we didn't go on them gallows. Nigga, you built the gallows for you to be hung with. Brother, that's the Most High God. He's poetic.
Right.
He's poetic in that way. Just like anything that they're doing to the Hispanics right now, make no mistake about it, it's backfiring already. You understand? Donald Trump is deporting our Hispanic brothers and sisters. And guess what Donald Trump just said? Anybody know? Anybody know what Donald Trump just proposed for an executive order? You understand? The past couple of months, the past 6 months, he has been demonizing Hispanics, talking about getting them out the country, getting them out of here. You understand? And guess what? Just recently, Donald Trump just proposed a new executive order. And who can take a wild guess on what that executive order is talking about? What that says? Anybody know? Nobody follows the news. You might want to be keeping up with these things, man. These are our brothers. These are our brothers. And what happens to them happens to us. You understand? I'll tell you if you don't know yet. I'll give it to you. I'll give you another second. Let me read some of these comments. Gary, the water for the kind words, brother. I appreciate that. You understand? But I've learned from men that are better than me. You understand? I learned from Captain Mashak. You understand? All the captains that's here in DC, the officers of 5,000 that raised me up. Of course, the generals, and ultimately commanding General Yahanna, who follows Christ. So I appreciate your kind words, you understand? But I'm just doing what I've seen them do for years before I even got in here. You understand? That's just straight up real talk. You understand? But I definitely appreciate the kind words. You understand? That's right, Amanabaf. That's what's going on. Donald Trump has proposed an executive order to leave the farm workers. You understand? To leave the that's right, Aharon, to leave Hispanics alone that work in the hotels. That's right. To leave the construction workers, the farm workers, the hotel workers, pretty much the essential jobs that you lazy crackers don't want to do. You cried and complained the whole time. You understand? For as long as I can remember, for 20 years, I can remember you devils. What year is it? 2025, 05, since George W. Bush. Yeah, for 20 years. For 20 years, I remember you devils crying and complaining about Hispanics and some of you Uncle Tom Sambo stepping fetch it Negroes trying to be white people. I heard you cry and complain that Hispanics were coming over here and taking all our jobs. Nigga, the jobs is open. The field is ready, nigga. Let's go. They're taking all our jobs. We need strawberry pickers, brother. I don't know if you need to know that. They need people in that goddamn field 4 o'clock in the morning, pronto. They'll take you. You understand? They are ready. They waiting. We need people to clean up these hotel rooms. We need them. We need somebody to show up to that construction site with that hard hat and vest to lay this concrete down. Yeah, Hispanics were never taking the jobs. You're a lazy piece of filth. And you find every occasion to oppress the poor and needy, like we just read in Psalms 10 and 2. And so you pick on somebody that's already on the bottom, which is such a, I want to call it something else, me in class, such a weak thing to do, to pick on somebody that's already low. Because you are like the white man, you don't understand how bitch made that is. To pick on somebody, that's what I really want to say, but I'm gonna be cool. You understand? You understand how weak that is to pick on somebody that's already on the bottom. You think you tough. You think you flexing. You're the worst type of person, and you wouldn't ever deal with somebody that's on your level. You understand? You're not tough picking on the Hispanics. You're a punk. You understand? And everybody sees it. That's the problem. We see people like you, and we know you are a punk. Who picks on Hispanics, brother? Like, they are the people that work probably the hardest. And I know that's going to offend a lot of my Judites. But I mean, looking at what they get paid compared to the work, brother, they work harder than us because you're not paying me what you pay them for the work they do. You understand? I'm not doing it. I'm telling you straight up. But guess what? They do it, which means they work harder. They work harder, and they are a people, you understand, that deserve to be treated with at least the courtesy that comes with working the hardest in this goddamn place and doing the jobs that none of you lazy devils want to do. See, here's the problem, white people. You just want to get high. That's what it is. You just want to you want a handout, and you want to get high, and you want to lay up all day and play video games and eat Cheetos. And see, you're a lazy, useless drain on society, and you love that welfare. Don't act like I don't see you in that line. You understand? You love that welfare. You love going in, and you try to call over the phone so you ain't got to go in person, so we don't know you getting it. You understand? But you love getting handouts and free food and free money You understand? But you act like Hispanics are taking a job. Your lazy tail don't even want to work. You hate working. And the work you do is piss poor. Everything you do is just half. It's terrible. I hate working with white people, brother. I look at what they do and say, these are the people that rule over us. They do terrible work. They're terrible at whatever they do. Terrible bosses, terrible employees. You're just terrible, man. And you have deceived us into believing that our Hispanic brothers were the problem. They were never the problem. They are the solution. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the solution for America. And you just don't want to acknowledge that. So America will never be great again because you don't want to acknowledge the truth to how America could ever be great. It's us. Go ahead, Shapop.
Like in my slavery, I just get to see the public all the time. Can we not leave out just goofy?
Yes.
Like if you just look at it,
yeah,
goofy as hell.
That's a perfect word to describe him. It's real goofy. Goofy and creepy too. I watch some of the way some of you white men, I see why HR exists. You understand? I feel for white women in this aspect because I watch how you white men talk to women on the job. You are creepy. You think you're being smooth and you think you're laying on. You don't see how you look. You look creepy. You understand? I advise every woman to carry a can of mace for white men because you're creepy. You understand? The way you talk, what you think is romantic is weird. You understand? And there should be people to make sure you just go to work and leave everybody alone. HR is for white men. You understand? That's who it's for. HR is for white men because they are creepy and nasty and just perverts and goofy and weird and lazy. You go to work to do everything but work. How you got time to sexually harass somebody? You white men hate it when the Me Too movement was in full swing. Yeah, all this Me Too. It's because you're a nasty pervert. How do you have time to sexually harass somebody if you at work? I thought we came here to work. Brother, I ain't never had no sexual harassment claims come up against me. You know why? Because I tell everybody, I didn't come here to make friends. I don't want to be here. I'm here to get a check. And I'm gonna do my work and get the hell out of here. Yeah, that's blacks and Hispanics. But you white men, you go to work to do everything but work. Lazy bastards. You understand? That's why we need Christ, because he got a solution to that. There's a plantation with your name on it. The rosters is already written out. You don't even know it. Just like the book of life exists. Oh, there's plantation, the book of plantations. You understand? That's gonna be the new book in the Bible. Turn to the book of plantations. You understand? First Plantations, chapter 3, verse 16. You'll find your name there in the book of plantations. Every last one of you devils is already written because your forefathers have earned you a spot. They've earned you a spot there because that's where you belong, on somebody's plantation, doing hard labor. Because if you don't, you'll oppress everybody, even your own people. You understand? And that goes into the topic of the class. Oh, we got Joe D. He said, I got all the games, so it's not all of us. Well, that's the problem, Joe D. Joe D is a white man, for y'all don't know. That's the problem, Joe D. Okay, you all think you have game. That's what I'm telling you. You don't see how you all look, is what I'm trying to explain to you. He said, and I work hard, so I'm not in that either. Well, Joe D, again, that's the problem. You all think you work hard. If you ask any white man, how did he become rich? He said, hard. He'll tell you hard work. He believes in his heart. He worked hard. Donald Trump thinks, brother, that he had a hard life because his dad only gave him $1 million to start off with as a teenager. Nigga, what? You know, I had it hard. I came from the bottom. My dad only gave me $1 million. Nigga, what? I'm sorry. You came from the bottom of what? That's the problem, Joe D. White men, you don't have an accurate self-portrayal. You don't have an accurate perspective of yourselves. That's why the Lord had to raise up priests and prophets to tell you the truth about who you are and how you look. Joe D, no white man I ever met has game. You understand? I'm sorry to tell you. You understand? Now, you might be the one case that I have yet to meet, and I would love to see that. But no white man that I met has game. All white men come off as perverts to me when they spit talking to women. And I have yet to meet a hard-working white man. Now, again, Joe D, you could be 2 for 2 and could prove me wrong. I would love to see that. Joe D, you go to the nearest camp near you, and I want you to volunteer to pick up all them camp signs and pack them up for the brothers in that city. And I want you to kiss all the boots, and then I want you to empty your wallet. And then I'll know if what you say is true. He said, I was raised by black folk. I'm the real deal. I hear you, and I want to believe you. But Joe D, I'm a priest and prophet of the Lord, and the Lord told me something different. And so, Joe D, you would have to show me. Out there would have to be video evidence that I can see of you doing what I just said. You going to the camp, UPK camp in the city near you, and you telling them, Officer Kazak told me to offer my services. I'm here to kiss all of your boots, and then I'm here to load up all of this camp equipment into whatever vehicle you tell me to put it. I got to see it in action, Joe D. And if you can't do that, then Joe D, you're just like the rest of them. Go ahead, Shapat.
If I may, there was a question on the floor like the other week, and in 2025, his response was like 7-Up. I never have, I never will.
Yeah.
1994.
Yeah. That's from Snoop Dogg. That's from Doggy Style. You understand? I hear you, Joe D. You got game and you work hard. Said every white man I ever met, and they were all the same. You understand? Now, Joe D, you have shown some consistency in being the only white person that I see that consistently tunes into this class. So again, I could be wrong in this specific instance. You could be one of the ones where I would have to say they're all. I would have to come out and say all white people are not the same. Joe D, you could be the white man to make me have to say that. Imagine if I said the white man is the devil and there are no good white people. And I had to be, wait. I met one white man. You could be the example that I had to pull up every time I call the white man the devil. I would say no, because I met a white man named Joe D. And he was different. Or Joe D. Or you just could let it rock, and it just could be what we all know it is. He said, I can't kiss the boots. Sit down for anything else. Well, Joe D, I mean, that's the point I'm proving here. I know you can't kiss the boots. And Joe D, the fact that you can't kiss the boots let me know that, okay, you're worse than white people, because there are white people that have kissed our boots. I'm gonna tell you why you're worse. Because you sit in these classes and you admit that what we're saying is the truth. And you still can't acknowledge that we are God's children and you, the children of the slaves, and you still can't kiss our boots. There are white people on the streets that hear us for 2 minutes and they kiss our goddamn boots. And you mean to tell me you tune in to us every week and you can't kiss the boots, Jody? You're worse than the white man I was describing. You're worse. You're worse, because here you are eating the crumbs. Here you are at our table eating the crumbs, right? And you can't be a good servant to your masters that you eat from. Jody, you are worse than the white men I described. You understand? And, you know, at this point, all white people are the same. Now, if there's any white people that would like to prove me wrong, I just gave you how you do it. And that's the only way you can do it. You understand? Because that's just what it is. Right? He said, I could hoop. I don't give a damn about your basketball skills. I don't give a damn about basketball. What are you talking about? See, that's the problem. Black people in the world have made the bar so goddamn low. If a white boy could dance and he could dab a little bit, or he could ball just a little bit, you niggas was quick to bring him to the cookout and the barbecue as if he's one of us. I don't give a damn about you knowing how to dribble a ball. What does that mean to me? You could be a white man that could dunk at 5'8", and I would not be impressed, Joe. You know what would impress me? You kissing them boots. That's what would impress me. I would know then he's a white man, a cut above the rest. You know how many white men I knew that could ball? Right. Don't you think you special? You're the only white man that can talk to girls and dance. I met many of you. You understand? And you're all devils still, Joe. You understand now? What would impress me is you doing what a small percentage of white people have done. You understand? And that's kiss the boots of the UPK prophets. And I'll just leave it right there. I ain't gonna drag it. Right? What we got? Anybody else had any questions in the chat? Type your questions. If you had a question, let me get your question real quick. If any of you had questions that I did not address, you understand? That's right, Shell. If he don't want to kiss the boot, he will one day. That's what the Bible said.
Right.
Give me Isaiah 14. Bring them to their place. The water. Let's start right there. This goes into the topic. I don't know if y'all seen Donald Trump is going against his voter base. You understand? I don't have too much time to go too much into it. You understand? But you can look this up on your own. Donald Trump is going against Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson was a correspondent on Fox News for a long time. He had a show. And a lot of white people that vote for Donald Trump view Tucker Carlson as one of their respected voices in their community. Well, Tucker Carlson spoke out against us going to, not us, because I'm not a part of that, spoke out against America going to war with Iran over the Iran and Israeli conflict. For those of you that don't know, Donald Trump got elected. One of his promises was, we're going to be America first. We're going to come out of the wars. We're not going to go to war. His voter base, when they asked him, those were one of their top 3 issues, was America first and pulling us from all the foreign wars. Well, Donald Trump is now talking about backing Israel and sending the United States to war with Iran. And Tucker Carlson, being one of the prominent journalists in the Republican community, the MAGA community, he spoke out and said, this is, I don't know what exactly he said. I don't have to tweet, but pretty much he spoke out against it. And Donald Trump then responded and called Tucker Carlson, a wacko for thinking that Donald Trump is paid by the Israelis. Well, now there are many white people. You can find videos on this. I might do a video on this as well. There are many white people that are making videos saying how they regret ever voting for Donald Trump because, surprise, surprise, he is not doing for them what he said he would do for them. It's almost like white people lie. It's almost like you can't trust the white man. Hold Isaiah. Let me get into a couple of these precepts real quick. Right? Give me Ecclesiastes. 12 and 10. I should know about heart. Ecclesiastes 12 and 10. And then get me let's start there, please.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 10. The preacher sought to find out acceptable words, and that which was written was upright.
Ecclesiasticus. And then, young man DeCarlo, if you could, please, can you get Psalms 55 and 20? Psalms 55 and 20. And then we're going to get Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. Here's how we knew that there was going to be division amongst the Republicans with Donald Trump and his whole MAGA cult. We knew before you knew that it was going to fall apart. And here's how white people, you could have known this would have happened if you understand the Bible. White people are liars. As a race of people, they are people that you can never trust. Please, Shapat, read what you have. Yeah, no sweat. It's too wild.
Book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy.
This is what God said. This is not what I said. I didn't write this. The UPK didn't write this. Commander General Yahanna didn't write this. You understand? God said this. God said to never trust your enemies. Who's your enemy? When you go to Deuteronomy 28 and 68, the Lord said that we will be brought to a land where our forefathers didn't know, and we will be sold to our enemies. When we were brought to America, we were sold to white people to be put on plantations. The Bible calls white people the enemy of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right.
And God told us this concerning our enemy, white people. Read it again.
Oh, never trust thine enemy.
Never trust thine enemy. You think just because you can play basketball and you can dance and you can do things that mean something in the world to black people, that I'm now going to trust you, believe you, take what you say for, as if it means something? Never. As much as you attend this class and you sit in this class and you admit we have the truth, I know for a fact you're a devil. And I know to treat devils at an arm's length because I could never trust you. The history, if we just take the Bible out of it for a second, y'all tell me in the chat, the history that white people have with black people, is that a history where it makes sense to trust white people? Yes or no? If you look at the history of white people and black people in America, does it make sense for black people to trust white people? Yes or no? Let's take the Bible out of it. Let's just go straight off of your track record. You understand? Your history, your credit. You get hired for a job, brother. They ask you where you worked at before because your history matters. Some jobs ask you for your credit report because your habits, your record of what you have done matters. It paints the overall picture of who you are or what you have a tendency to do or what you could do. Go ahead, Shapat.
It's not amazing. I always see it all the time and I think about it. Only reason that they act like they do now towards us like they all cool is because we already served it. But back in times where, they was trying to establish something with our free labor, and when they didn't have us, they were absolutely wicked to us.
That's right. Absolutely wicked. And here's the thing. Wicked to us unprovoked.
Right.
Meaning we've never done anything to white people for them to be the way they have been and still are to us. Ever. There's nothing white people, and this is, I love to ask this question to white people that try to act like, well, it's bad in every race. No. There's a race that's bad, and then there's bad in every race. Your race is bad as a whole. Then we have some of us that are bad and some of them that are bad and other races that are bad, but you are the bad race. You understand? You can't act like now, well, it's bad in every race. No, there's some bad within my people. That's true. There are bad within my people, but your people as a whole are the bad. The bad. You understand? We're not equivalent. We've never done anything to white people to warrant all the things that you have done to us. Look at all the no's in the comments. Joe D, don't come in here try to now backtrack on us having the truth. Now he want to ask, how do we know who's actually Israel? He said, you've been agreeing with me for as long for how long? Almost a damn year. Or might be longer than that. You've been agreeing that I got the truth and I teach a good class and I know what I'm talking about, but now I call you out. Now you want to question the validity of the knowledge. Just answer the question, Joe D. Just be an honest white man in this moment and answer the question. Given the track record between white people and black people in America, does it make sense for black people to trust white people? Yes or no, Joe D? That's all I want you to do. Just answer that for me. You understand? You didn't let me down earlier. You understand? I thought I had an honest white man that I could tout in front of all my black people. You understand? I thought I could have a token a token. Yeah, I got one. You understand? You know how white people love to show off their black friend? You understand? I thought I'd be able to show off this token white man, and you let me down, Joe. And make up for it by being an honest white man in this moment. Does it give me yes or no? Does it make sense for black people to trust white people, given our history here in America? Look at all the no's. Look at all these no's. You understand? Look. Black Dazzle, Halak, Adolphus, Yahanna, Simba, Amanabath, Halak, Young Man DeCarlo, Casada Wana, Maria, Deanna, Gino, Raka, Arawadia, Mario. You understand? Our people recognize it doesn't even make sense to do that. Now, I just want to know, are you an honest enough white man to acknowledge that fact? Teresa said no. You understand? Are you honest enough as a white man to acknowledge the fact of just the reality of the dynamic between us? Would it even make sense? Again, this is the Bible aside. Would it even make sense for us to trust you? Let's just say you're different. Would it make sense for me to trust you, Joe D? Come on now. Don't take long, Joe D. I know you're there, man. Come on. Give me a yes or no. Would it make sense for me to trust you? Yes or no? What we had? Somebody else had something I wanted to see. Amana Bob said they do the worst things to us and hold themselves not guilty. Yep, that's in the Bible. Zechariah 11:5. That's right. They break treaties. Yes, they do. Please give me read what you got, Young Man DeCarlo, please. Psalms 55:20.
Psalms 55:20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
Stop right there. This is the reality. This is the truth of the dynamic between white people and Native Americans, white people and Hispanics, white people and black people. It says they have put forth their hands against those that have been at peace with them. Black people, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we've never done anything to white people to warrant the treatment that you are doing to our people and have done. Hispanics have done. This is proof how you know Hispanics are of the 12 tribes. Brother, Hispanics, they go into job sites. Like you trying to paint this picture as if you're deporting criminals and rapists and kidnappers. So why the hell you going to Home Depots and job sites and chicken factories and school graduations? Why are you not going to known gang areas and criminal activity areas? You're going to places where people that make that honest people that make a living go, because that's who we are. That's the majority of us. The Hispanics are not who you say they are. You want to have a reason to be at war with a people who have been at nothing but peace with you. And so you have to create these lies the same way you created the same lie to come at black men. The same lie you use for the Hispanics, you use to demonize black men. And that's why I gave you justification to shoot us in the streets. Well, he was dangerous. Any of y'all remember that police shooting in Oklahoma? I believe it was Oklahoma. And there was a white officer, cop. She was a female. There was a big brother. His car broke down. And she had him at gunpoint. And there was a helicopter in the sky. And in the helicopter, they looking at this brother having his hands up at gunpoint. And in the nothing happened. This black man was on the street and his car was broken down. He did nothing. And in the helicopter, the officer said, "That's a bad dude right there." What did he do to be labeled as a bad dude? He was a bigger black man. You know, white people are scared of black men that got size to them. Because we all scary to you, but especially a black man that got size. He did nothing but be black and have stature. And this devil in the helicopter, police helicopter, he looking at this black man complying, and he said, "That's a bad dude right there." You devils have to lie to yourselves to give yourselves justification to go to war and to be terrorists with a people who have done nothing but been at peace with you. That's why we could never trust you, because you act like you're at peace. That's the problem. You don't let it be known that you hate us and you're at war. You use trickery, deception. And black people accept you. Hispanics and Native Americans love and accept you. And then when you get comfortable, you reveal your true self. And by that time, you have destroyed us. Go ahead, Shapat.
Just big. Like, usually when somebody talking about the white man and the devil, you'll see him say something like that.
That's right.
Well, do we know who the real Jews is?
Right. That's right. You understand? Keep reading what you got, please.
Psalms 55 and 20. The left over. He hates broken his covenant.
He had broken his covenant. This is why I knew, and all the prophets in the UPK knew, Donald Trump would not be the man you racist devils thought he would be.
Right.
We knew that without having to know anything outside of the Bible. Y'all act like the Bible is an irrelevant book and it doesn't have the answers and it's a book of fairy tales. Nigga, the Bible told me you cannot count on white people to honor their word. You cannot count on white people to honor their deals, their contracts, their treaties. The Bible told us this before I knew anything about what you're talking about. So, of course, when I see Donald Trump make all you racist white people promises to be more evil and racist to us, I knew he was lining y'all up. And you racist devils fell for it like the dummies you are. You're dummy. And we don't give a damn about how you feel. Your videos about your regret. Save it, man. Save it. I want to hear your goddamn video about how you shouldn't vote for him. We don't give a damn who you voted for. We don't give a damn. You understand? Because we knew he wouldn't honor his deal. If you are counting on a white person to honor their word, good luck. Nigga, I don't even believe the white man gonna pay me what he say he gonna pay me till I get my check. You understand? And I'll be ready too. You understand? You said you was gonna give me 30 an hour. You understand? I don't believe it until I see that check, because I don't believe white people. You understand? And even when I get my check, I'm counting, I'm doing the math myself all over again. I'm counting my hours. Brother, I keep a whole ledger of my hours, everything on the side, because I don't trust white people. You understand? I know if you have the opportunity to, you would rob me. You would steal from me. You would lie to me. You would stab me in the back. And that's what the Bible is saying. Keep reading.
Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
This is who you are. The words in your mouth are smoother than butter. Joe D has smooth words. Smooth enough that he's a white man that has admitted many a times. He might not want to admit it now because I'm calling him out. But this white man, I got a good memory. This white man has sat in this class, and Shapat will tell you, has admitted that we have the truth. And I teach a good class, and the things that we say are true. You understand? And that's right, and that's true. Smooth words. Somebody that's not wise, that would have gamed them up. And guess what? I'd have been a nigga in here complimenting this white boy. You understand? That's what anybody else outside of us, they would have been deceived by that, and they would have did what most black people do with a nice white person. You start to prop him up now. You get one white person that presents himself to not be evil, and you think he love you. And you start to prop him up. You start to give credit to him that you should have never gave to him. You start vouching for him when you should never vouch for him. I knew not to vouch for you. I treat you exactly like I know you are, and I will continue to treat you the same way. You understand? I will acknowledge you, but I know you're the devil, Joe D. You understand? I'll acknowledge you when you're right, and I will also let you know when you're wrong. You understand? But I'm not giving you credit beyond what you deserve, because I know your words are smoother than butter, but war is within your heart. That's who you are. You were born that way. And that's the nature of your people. You are good at projecting yourself to be friendly and nice and professional, but you are people that are the nastiest. Your people are the thing that they make scary movies about. That's how bad your people are. Your people are the people that they make scary movies about. Like, you look at scary movies about all the things. Think of everything scary That's realistic. I ain't talking about like magic and stuff, but think of all the realistic scary movies. That's your people.
Right.
Serial killers, killer clowns, stalkers, kidnappers, rapists. Think of all the scary movies and all the things that just think of it. And that's who your people are. That's who your people have been to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You have been the thing of nightmares to God's people. I would be a MFing fool to now think that after 400 years, the Lord sent this one special white man to be different. And you would be a fool to believe you yourself are that one special white man. You're not. Go ahead, Shapai.
It's not two things about me, but you said about the scary movies.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is those exorcist type movies.
Yes.
They made the Catholic Church.
That's right.
Those are all their teachings of, all that Catholic stuff.
That's right. That's them.
That's scary.
That's right. You understand? That's why what Shapai said is so true. All them exorcist movies, you understand? That's your people. Not saying, don't get it twisted. Like I said, within the realm of what's real, all that demon, the head spinning, that's Hollywood nonsense. It's not real. But I'm talking about the idea of people being so evil. You understand? And I just said cannibals. Just think of all the realistic horror stories, the scary movies that were realistic. That's white people. That's what you've been to us. You understand? That's what you have been to our people. You don't even understand the stain that you have in our mind, in our people's mind. Brother, forget about it. Still to this day, Black people teach their kids you got to be in the house before the street lights come on. Anybody even know where that came from? Go ahead, Shapat. Sundown towns. The street lights operate off of a timer system. You understand? The timer system operates off of the clock based off of when the sun is most likely to go down. They got more technology now where they have actual sensors where it can sense when, just like a night light. You plug in a night light, you turn the light off, you can see the sensor will turn the light on. You got newer lights that do that. But the old ones will operate off of timers. Brother, those street lights came on based off of when the sun went down. Black people have a habit of teaching their children they had to be in the house before the street light came on, not because we're scared of Black people, because that came from us being scared of you, of what you would do to our children if they were not in the comfort of their own home before the street light went out. Like, brother, you are the thing of horror movies. We had to your kids can't be out in the dark because the boogeyman. You can't be in the dark because the boogeyman. You are the boogeyman. You are the thing that has been of our nightmares, man. And y'all want us to act like we can move forward. It's too much that has been done.
Right.
You understand? Too much that has been done, and you're still doing things. It's still doing. You've never changed. You've never changed from who you are. You've been the same evil oppressor that you've always been. And we're seeing it now. We're seeing it. How you treat the Hispanics. And the Lord is going to pay you devils back for it, too. Go ahead, Shapai.
I got that long memory too, and you told him a long time ago to empty his pocket or pay some tithes, and he ain't done it. He ain't even came here and lied about it. Nothing.
Yeah, I knew then, brother. Based on his response, a white man that ain't got no money, you're lying. That's another lie. You expect me to believe you're a white man in America and you have no money? Nah. We're Black in America and we still find a way to pay our tithes and camp fund. You mean to tell me a white man in America has no money to pay tithes? You're a liar. You're a liar. And you're the worst kind. But I treat you how you should be dealt with. I let you believe that I believe you're different. You understand? When I really, the same way you treat us. White people know how to smile in your face as if they make you feel like you're part of them and they can't stand your nigga guts. That's how I am. You should see me operate around white people, Shapat. I'm the type of Black person that when white people find out how I feel about white people, it breaks their heart. Because it's like, him? But he was so nice to me. But I just don't understand. That's how you Uncle Toms are. You find out that this white man that you've been hanging out with all your life is racist, and it breaks your poor slave nigga heart. That's how I want white people to be. I want white people to be around me, brother, and they find out that I'm in the UPK and I can't stand you devils. I want them to be so shocked, like they never seen it coming, because I'm like you. I can smile in your face. I can shake your hand if it calls for it. You understand? I can be professional and make you feel right at home. But you best believe I don't trust you. I don't love you. I don't like you. You understand? I don't want to be around you. That's how you are. Now say I'm lying, Joe. Say that ain't white people. I dare you to say I'm lying. That's your people. You understand? I'm just adapting to the circumstances, brother. You understand? Go ahead, Shapat.
If you ask me, even when they in your face and they do that little insane ghost smile that they do, whatever you want to call it, that's like a Twilight Zone smile that they do when they crack the corners of their lips.
Yeah,
that's scary to me.
Right.
That's what horror movies are made of.
Right. He said, hold on. What he say? He said, I'll be commenting on purpose so white people can see this. I want all people to know the truth. But you commenting doesn't help white people see it. You know what would make white people see the truth, Joe D? You know what would be a statement to your, if that's the case, now again, I'm gonna call you out on your authenticity, if this is what you really mean. Or are these just more smooth, buttery words? If you are sincere about wanting white people to know the truth, Joe D, you know what would go viral? You know what would wake white people's eyes up to seeing the truth is to see a fellow white man kiss the goddamn boots of the men that teach the truth. What better way to show white people the truth than for them to see one of their brothers submit to what he believes is the truth? If you believe we teach the truth, what better way to show other white people that this is the truth than for you to get on your hands and knees and kiss the boots of the children of the slaves? You know how much of a message that will send? But you're not willing to do that because you're not concerned about white people getting the truth. You're concerned more about being in our space, which is what white people like. There's some white people that they'll be abused. You understand? You ever seen before? There's certain white people that hang with all black people, and the black people will talk about them and all that, and they still feel like they one of us. We could call him white boy and make jokes out he can't jump and all that, and he just take all the verbal abuse. You understand? We'll take his money every now and then, and he still come around because he just wants to feel a part of us. And Joe D, you're just one of those white people where you just want to feel a part of us. And I'm not going to no longer let you feel that. You're not one of us. You can never be one of us. We will never accept you as one of us. The best thing you could do is what I just told you. Is to get down on your knees as a good white man. A humble white man. See, you white people, you're too proud. That's the problem. You understand? You're a proud cracker. You understand? You are. You got a lot of pride to you there, boy. You understand? You need to be taught a lesson. Thank the Lord we waiting on Christ, because I have the remedy for proud boys like you, Joe D. You understand? But what you should do is humble yourself. Get on your knees and kiss the boots of the children of the prophets. Outside of that, there's nothing else that you can do to really make a statement or anything else. You're just bumping your gums. You're bumping your pink gums out your white mouth. And I don't believe you. You understand, until I see it. Right? If you have any questions, type your questions on Slack. If you haven't done so already, make sure you like the stream, share the stream, hit the thumbs up. Let's push this truth, y'all. We got a lot of work to do. Hit that thumbs up, everybody. If you haven't done so, and you've been watching the UPK, the time is coming, y'all. We coming into the Third World War. You might want to get in contact with your nearest camp leader. You understand? Get in contact with the UPK camp in your city. Get in contact with the UPK near you. It's not good enough to watch online. I'm telling you. And y'all gonna listen, you're gonna be able to see it. Some of y'all use too hard-headed, and you got to have something hit your doorstep for you to be like, damn, they said this was gonna happen. Don't be that type. You understand? Don't be that type. Be the type to hear the warning and take heed before it happens. I'm telling you, the time is going to come where you're going to need a brotherhood. You're going to need brothers who have boots on the ground and that can make a phone call and that can be somewhere at the drop of a phone call. You're going to need it. We're all going to need it. You might want to get yourself in this brotherhood. If you're Black, Hispanic, or Native American, it's not good enough to watch online, man. And I know it's good to start off that way. It's not good enough. The time is coming where you're going to have to be able to have a physical location and be a part of his fold where if something happened, you can make a call and you get let in that door and get, protection for what we getting ready to do next. Or if you ain't never showed up and that's such from online. We ain't never met you. It'll be real hard to plead your case and nobody ever met you in person. I'm just telling you straight up. We not suckers in here. You understand? We not. You can't catfish us. You understand? We got to put a face to the goddamn name. You understand? So if you have not met in person with anybody in the UPK, a camp leader in the UPK, you're doing yourself a disservice. Make it happen, man. Just call, lock in. Let's get it because the time is coming. We're going to need each other more than ever. With that, we're going to pass the class over to Precinct Officer Shapat Dayak.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We're the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other.
Stop right there. Sluggish. I may cut you off. Simba said, what's your number? Simba, what city are you in? Type it in the chat real quick. I'm going to get you the number for the city that's closest to you, mighty man. You understand? Or sister. So like, I'm assuming you a brother, just off of the name. But type the city you in. I'll get you the number for the UPK school closest to you. Type it in the chat real quick for me, Simba. If anybody else wants the number to the UPK city that's closest to them, just type in your city and we'll get you the number. You understand? Go ahead, Shapat, please. Salaki, priest.
Okay. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, brother or sister must get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is the commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. In the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10 means tenth in Hebrew is pronounced by I.S.U.P.K. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation, memorial of blowing of trumpets, first day of the 7th month, Sunday, the 21st of September, 2025. You can find this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 24 through 25. Also, we are in cookout season. The first cookout is in Fayetteville, North Carolina. That is on July the 3rd to July the 5th.
I see you, Simba and Jeshurun. I'm gonna get the numbers for y'all right now for Europe and Vermont. I'm gonna get the numbers for you. Go ahead, Shapat Salaki.
That was July the 3rd to July the 6th. Salaki. Then we had the Midwest Cookout, Midwest Fire Weekend in Chicago, Illinois. That's from July 31st to August the 3rd. Then we had a headquarters cookout in Harlem, New York, from September the 5th to September the 7th. Then the West Coast Cookout in California, October the 2nd to October the 5th. And then the Down South Cookout in Houston, Texas, from October the 30th to November the 2nd. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you make all your travel arrangements, book your hotels now. Got anything else you want to ask her?
Nope. We swap on that.
Okay, sir. I go out there and check on social media, such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K defensive materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black bandana, scarf.
1 second. We get these numbers. Okay, Shapat, give me the number first. The water, Most High Christ. Okay, I see you. So first, let me get Simba. He said he's in Europe. Shapat, give him the number for you, I.S.U.P.K UK. And then we got Vermont. I'm gonna get the headquarters number for him. And then Gino said, I'm in the Netherlands, but I'm going back to the Caribbean in September. Okay, I got you. That's no sweat. Where Gino, where in the Caribbean are you going? What island you going to? It don't matter because it's still the tribe of Benjamin, but it does matter which island, depending on what number I give you. You got the UK number?
Okay.
All right, so this is the number for Birmingham. Simba, this is the number you need, Simba. If you listen to right here, Simba, take this number down. This one is for Simba first. Go ahead, Shapop.
It's the area code number, for the international number 44 7960
7960
746
746
784.
784. I'm gonna say that again. I do got the right one. I'll make sure that's the right one. Okay, so again, for Simba, this is the number that you need. 44 7960 7467 84. Right. So now, Spot, give me a number for headquarters, please.
Okay.
Let me see who we got next. We got Jeshurun Agu. Let me get you the number right here for headquarters.
Headquarters, New York, 914.
The number that you need, Jeshurun, is 914 557
3099.
3099. 914 557 3099. That's for Jeshurun. Simple said, got it. Perfect. All right, then Gino, you said St. Martin. I got you. So the number you need is this right here. You got Jamaica number? No, I got it. Right here. This is the number you need. So this is the number you need, Gino. 240 408 2034. Just run the number again. Excuse me, Gino, the number again for St. Martin is 240 408 2034. Right? So that's the numbers you have right there. Joe D said, you be acting like a MF can be saved from kissing your boot. I never said that. I've never said that. And well, see, again, you showing your true spirit. I've never said that. I would lose rank if I said something like that. Are you crazy? Because that's not what we teach. Make no mistake about it. You thought that. There was some part of you that when you were trying to tell yourself whether you should do it or not, you thought that maybe if I do this, I could be saved. You thought that for a moment. And I just reminded you tonight, you won't ever be saved. You kissing the boot is just a gesture to show that you're an honest white man. That's all that is. Make no mistake about it. Salvation is for Israel.
Right.
That's who it's for. It's not for you. You understand? And don't sweat. Listen, man, I turned into a whole other class. You understand? You can't ever be saved. And if you want to be saved, you're an arrogant piece of filth. Your people, you have things y'all got to pay for, man. Why are you trying to run from justice? That's why the Bible calls your people fugitives and vagabonds. Right. Because you're constantly trying to run from justice. You thought that kissing the boots at one point would get you saved. It won't. Kissing the boot is just a gesture for us to know that there are a small few of you that are not all bad. That's all that is. And it's just a gesture to the Lord to show that when Christ returns, that you might could get some mercy on your respective plantation. That's all that is. That's all that is. You kissing the boot is just you putting in the bed to hopefully get some mercy and rank on your plantation. Don't you want rank on your plantation, Joe? I don't know about you. Somebody told me my people was going to slavery and I'm gonna be a slave. Well, nigga, I want to be chief slave then. I want to be king slave, nigga. I want to be chief of the slaves. Don't you want rank, Joe, on a plantation? You understand, right? Don't you want to be a house cracker? You don't want to be a field cracker, Joe. You want to be a house cracker, man. Well, you kiss these boots. The Lord might. And even then, I ain't got the rank to even give you that. But if you're sincere, Joe, the Lord might bless you with an Israelite slave master that might put you in his yard. It might let you do his landscaping. Might let you cut his grass where you get to see the house. He might. It's up to you. Who cares? I knew you weren't gonna do it from the jump. Yeah, like we surprised. I'm not surprised. I know you're a devil, Joseph. You understand? I know you weren't gonna kiss the boots. You understand? I'm not hurt about it. I love when you prove that you're devils. So any black people that are watching that has hope to save any of you, this is a devil that watches this class. You want to save white people, he watches the class and he's still the same. You can't save them, black people. They can't be reformed. You can't save them. And Joe is the proof. All right. All right. Go ahead, Shapat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you say I imagine.
Yeah, I was right there. And with that, I say, I Michael, this means to stand. We'll give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, about Shabbat, Mike, Barak, Yahanna, Shimi, Abashabakatam.
Yahweh Bashim Yabashab Rakathum.
Yagimata, class dismissed.
All right. Y'all make sure y'all hit that thumbs up, like and share the stream. We out of here, Israel. Until next time. Shalom. Yahweh Bashim Rakathum.